The microphone. The most important part. Imagine. Imagine doing this whole thing and then there's no sound. Well, there would be, but it wouldn't be the best sound from it. So, oh no, there would be none because we're not recording on this. Alright, anyway, my brain's a little bit recently. I couldn't remember, and I was trying to find through my top 20 and my top, I've got my top 20 pikes. I couldn't find like further out where my top 15 and my top 10 pikes were. But they're different from the top 20.
Also, it is like I don't have my top 10 or top 15, but I do like some pikes that were in the beginning made it all the way to the top 20. Other pikes came and went, and as I said before, like when I started doing that, when I did the top 10, I think I was just picking like the first 10 pikes that stood out to me at the moment. When I did the top 15, I kind of went more into is this discography, and when I did the top 20. That's when I realized, like, holy crap, there's a lot more items that I missed in the beginning, so I had to go back and listen to them over again to make sure, okay, like, this one is like, this is number 8, this is number 9, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, because sometimes that happens to me. Sometimes I'll forget, just like, you know, you'll remember a new one each day. Or, like, you know, one that you haven't listened to in a while, and you're like, how did I forget that? Like,
exactly. And as we said, like certain pikes, they catch your attention like the first listen. Other pikes take a few listens to get the full experience.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's true actually, because there's ones, and I know we got our other little questions to go through, but you know, why not as the conversation's going? Is you know, it's the sea remembers its own. Okay. You know, I heard that was like 2 years ago for the first time, and I really, like, you know when you can tell that it's really good, and I thought, just not yet, because I'm, you know, like, I'm dating my other pikes, so, but basically, you know, it's like, I feel like I do this thing where I gotta be ready for them, and then, you know, I make note of it, and I come back, and it was only like, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was finally ready to listen to The Sea Remembers Its Own, but like, what do you call it, like properly, and I loved it. Like it was on repeat for about 8 hours. Maybe more, I don't know.
Like for me, I guess like an example, like a pike that I fell in love with instantly was Pike 51, and one that I recently got into again was probably, I would say, Pikes 154 and 156.
Yeah, oh, okay, now I love 156. You know, Sealed Room, I love that too. I gotta know the minutes in it. But
I think that was like,
there's a specific,
like 7 minutes, like Herbie from the Tree, Sealed Room, Lone Lagoon. I heard the name of the last one.
Yeah, you know, I think it was Sealed Room it was, and there was oh no, was it the Moving Walkway? No, Sealed Room.
I think so.
But there's just this moment in it where it's got this like epic it's got an epic riff going, and I forget always where it is. I can't remember if it's around like near the 5 minute or if it's near the 3 minute mark. But either way, that's awesome. I love the variety in that. But Lone Lagoon is my favorite song on that. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like I think like as we said earlier, as we said in the past, I think that for me, like that's a good pike for people to check out first because it does show kind of more of this variety because each song is different. So I feel like that's a good pike for people to start out with because it's not the same genre each song. Each song kind of has something different for each person.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Especially too, I know because Herbie climbs a tree. I love that as well. He just has this way of like, some songs they do, he puts so much like sass into them, and it's just like, dude, I love this. Like, it just is. You know, when I put that on, I'm just like, you know, I get my own little groove going. Like, like I just want to listen to it, you know. Like, and it's almost just like walk down the street, like, out of my way. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I could just be like the only dork that wants to do that, but I mean, I don't know. I just get so many like funny things that come to my mind when I listen to Buckethead, but it's like it's the greatest imagination when I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and before I forget, I feel like we should say congratulations to Buckethead because I know yesterday he released Pike 500.
Yeah. I just saw that a few hours ago. Let me say with you. Let me say with you having 500th Pike release Buckethead.
And that's going to bring us along to because when we first started talking, I'm trying to remember. I think I honestly only listened to like a handful of songs, and then when I started talking to you, that was the motivation for me to listen to all the Pikes as soon as possible because you just seemed so much so much passion and love and support him that kind of motivated me to want to listen to everything that made me want to listen to all those Pikes as quickly as possible.
I love that. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you. Well, let's talk about that though. Let's talk about that. And by the way, thanks. That's really nice. That truly is. You know when you like, I sort of could hug the screen right now. But you know, that's it. Inspiration and passion goes a long way. It rubs off on people. That's the Buckethead magic. But let's talk about though how you finished the Pikes, like as quickly as possible. Okay, so basically Melvin went through all the Pikes, and this was what a year and a half ago maybe now, and when he was doing that, he was basically doing all the Pikes, like one after the other, until there was no more new Pikes. Like so. So, what I want to know is, how difficult was it? And what did it entail? And did you have to write it down or have a, well, you know, I've heard that some people use spreadsheets, like, you know. I'll let you explain because I talk too much.
See, I didn't use I honestly just got like a regular notebook and jotted down all his Pikes, which at the time I think at the time I did it, he was at 294. So literally I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, such and such until I got 294, and then each day I listened to like maybe 2 or 3 different Pikes. And just jotted them down, marking them one by one until I was finally done. And for me, my mentality was okay. I was like, even though you like this Pike, you have to finish them all. Listen to them all first. And once you're done, you can go back to the ones that stood out to you. But it was challenging because there were some Pikes like you easily hit it off with, and then other Pikes, like I said, you gotta go back and check out again to fully appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
But it was challenging just because, like I said, because for one, there are so many Pikes. Like I said, 294, and also some Pikes you are gonna enjoy more than others. It's just a fact. Like for example, when I was doing like the 31 Days of Halloween, they were one of my favorite Pikes. Those ones did kind of feel like, for lack of a better word, more tedious because I knew that each Pike was gonna be the same except for one, which to me stood out. I've heard the number, but I know there was one Pike from the Halloween series that I really did enjoy. But the other ones, like, for me, they were so-so, but I know, like, for me, okay, it might be not my favorite, but I know, like, someone else might truly love them and might consider them to be their favorites. So just each person has their own taste.
But, yeah, this is true. And, you know, I think that's the other thing from me in some way, is, you know why, okay, I haven't completed the discography yet. And I'm getting there, but I'm one of those people that it's hard for me to finish things like that because I get stuck into a Pike and I may listen to that same Pike for like a week, a month, I don't know, right? And then I'll have the urge to go back to an old one, and then I get like maybe a month later, right, it's time for a new one. And then you know, so that's dedication for you too, to listen to ones that is like, well, for instance, like you said, like the Halloween pikes, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean that's the other thing. Did you find that when you were listening to like those ones that you would get the urge to go listen to the other ones you wanted to listen to that day?
Yeah, yes. I feel like I said, like those ones weren't like really for me. So those ones, they did. But I'm listening to the whole thing, even though like I did kind of want to even listen to I'm gonna listen to like Pikes that I knew I actually love. But no. No, I'm gonna listen to all these Pikes first, every single one. Then I can go back and do the ones I truly love. But I will say from the Halloween series, if I can find the number, from the number. There's one part in the series. From the Halloween series, I think Checo. I think it's 178. I think that's the one from the Halloween series that I actually did enjoy. I did not enjoy, but I think I consider that would be like my favorite. I think would be 178. But like I said, like those bikes are mostly. I'll call like you said, I call them like more like. Did you have more like their effects? Like they're more like say like for like you said like something more. They go to the thing with Halloween like you hear them and you think like maybe like like a Haunted Mansion or like a horror movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
So, along those lines, it reminds you of that.
Yeah, and like that's what I had heard like when because I did gosh I mean I went to like a random one too, and so I can't even tell you the number. It might have been 200 and gosh it was one of the last ones. Maybe it was like the 30th day. I really can't remember, but it was just very like literally I guess like ambient but like horror sound effects ambient.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I love that. Like, you could use those seriously in like films, right? But yeah, it's just sort of like if I'm listening to my favorite Pikes at the time, it's like I'm like, oh, I want to listen to these first. So amazing for you to, well, yeah, like complete the discography like that. It's just go through one after the other. And it was, how many Pikes a day did you say?
A day, like 2 or 3.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible.
Well, what helped me was luckily for me, like his Pikes, what I kind of love is like on average, they're like 30 minutes, like say like, so like if I do like something like, okay, if I do 2 a day, 1 hour, if I do 3 a day, an hour and a half, and then boom, okay, that's 3 down, and whatever's left is left.
So you want to list the top 10 albums?
Yes.
Lovely. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this to keep it on it. Sorry, I'm going to record again. Cut it there. Okay, let's say, yes. All right, so we're doing top 10 pie. No, albums. Top 10 albums.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so.
It's been years, but like that. It's been years, but the way I have it is number 1, The Coming to My Banshee Box. Number 2, Captain EO's Voyage. Number 3, Electric Tears. Number 4, Real Diamond in the Rough. Number 5, Coma. Number 6, The Elephant Man Salami Plot. Number 7, Electric Sea. Number 8, Albino Slug. Number 9, Giant Robot, the 1994 edition.
Yeah.
And number 2, Buckethead Land 2. And an honorable mention would be Publishing Override.
You mentioned a bunch. Captain EO's Voyage. What number did you put that in?
Number 2.
2? That's a good album. Like every song on that is really good. I do love Albinos. Okay, I never know if I'm pronouncing this right. Is it albino or albino?
I mean, it's albino, but I don't know I don't know how you pronounce it of there, but for me, it's always been albino. I could be wrong.
I'll say albino slug, because I've actually never really known, because I've heard like 2 versions of it, like 2 versions of how you say that, and I'm like, well, what one is it? So, yeah, Decoding the Tomb of Banshee Bot. which I think,
Number 1.
did that get released as Ghost Host? Re-released as Ghost Host? Yeah.
Yes.
And Albino Slug became Clock Unwise. Or it was
Correct.
re-released as that, yeah. Okay, let's go top 20 Pikes. Let's.
Alright.
What are your top 20 Pikes?
Alright, let me go through my notes so I can find it.
I gotta go to mine too. There's so much. Yeah.
Alright. I don't have the names. I don't have the pike titles. I just have the numbers. So my 2020 is number 1. Number 1, Pike 51. Number 2, Pike 213. Number 3, Pike 39. Number 4, Pike 266. Number 5, Pike 65. Number 6, Pike 264. Number 7, Pike 284. Number 8, Pike 5. Number 9, Pike 24. Number 10, Pike 60. Number 11, Pike 235. Number 12, Pike 50. Number 13, Pike 150. Number 14, Pike 216. Number 15, Pike 217. Number 16, Pike 148. Number 17, Pike 309. Number 18, Pike 15. Number 19, Pike 156. And lastly, number 20, Pike 154.
Yeah. Dude, that was hard. That was a hard list. You know? And even some that you put in there, threw me off because I would have thought, oh, hang on, oh, wow. Wait, where did you put 51 in that?
Number 1.
And at number 1? That's what I
Yeah.
thought. Why was it somewhere? Did you have another list that had like Erie Canal, but it wasn't in a number 1 spot at all? Or am I just daydreaming?
Maybe in the song list.
Yeah. Well, there was something that I was like, oh, you had them all in there, and I was really sweet because I'm like, oh, wow, like there was one song that got moved like a little bit further down, and I thought, wow, like, because I know you love it, but that's the thing, when you actually go and rank your things down, you're like, oh, you know,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, well, like when I was doing like the ranking, like sometimes. Like some of them, like they were like tied. I'm like, so like I'm gonna listen to them again, and let me find like, okay, what like is there like maybe like even like maybe like say 1 minute or so that one part I like one or the other, and then and that's how I kind of know how to like differentiate. Okay, if I like this one more based on like maybe like a minute or 2.
Yep.
And then that's how kind of. Yeah, and that's how. Cause some of them like really like they were hard. Like some of them like were like tied.
With the top 20 Pikes, that's it. You know, I think even when you go through a bunch of these, when you actually look at, you know, you list all your favorites down, and then I think it's because when you find some really good ones later on, maybe it's just because, you know, you listen to them a lot, like they're not as played out yet. But I mean, they're always good because you can go back to them. But I mean, I think that's it where they sort of get shifted down the list and other ones take the place for number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like when I did the top 20, that's when I really kind of went more deep into his discography.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of realized like holy crap, there are like a lot of Pikes that I missed out in the beginning. So now I'm trying to go back and listen to them again, and see which ones. See what I missed. What did I miss the first time that I'm just listening to? What I missed the first time that I'm just hearing now for the first time.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Darn memory of mine, honestly, lately just when because I have so much to say. It's like all these thoughts rush to my head, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, this is it too. Sometimes I've noticed, it also depends the mood you're in that day. Sometimes you get a real pull to a certain like Pike, or even if it's like a specific song, and that is just like the best song ever that day, but then the next day it might move to like number 2 position, you know? Or like you'll go back and look in top like 20, or even like the songs, right? And you're like, really? Did I really put that in? Like, because maybe like the song 5 you're listening to that day is like the greatest song ever, and that should be number 1.
Right. Like for me, I guess like going through my list, like some days I'm like more in the mood like for something like more heavy, like when he's shredding, like say some days I prefer like Pike 39 Switzerland. Other days I feel like more like something more like I guess acoustic or ambient, so I might prefer like Pike 50, which is pitch dark.
Yeah, I do love pitch dark. I like Drifting Ice. That is great. I love Drifting Ice. That's on his Erotic Pikes albums. Not albums, Erotic Pike collections. That's what I call it. His erotic art genre. So I'll have to explain that if we get time. But it is, right? I won't say any more because I say this respectfully, but some things just are, right? It's erotic art, right? Okay. Buckethead he's all kinds of artists. That's all I'm gonna say. And you know the other thing too is, you know why I don't like saying that as much? Because sometimes it's true, right? Because like art is art, and you know I don't think I'm wrong. I think many people would agree with me on that, right? But half of it is, it's not why we like him, and a lot of things these days, it's only why people like stuff is for like things that sound like, you know, sort of like that or enticing or whatever. And it's like the thing about Buckethead is he's everything, you know, but he does everything the best. And I think the greatest thing about Buckethead is that he's mostly just, you know, he's entertaining, and you can never really guess what he's gonna do.
I feel like for me, it's 2 things. What I guess love, or I guess love, I appreciate most of him is, one, is that he's always been genuine. He always plays music for the love of music itself. And number 2, is that he's like the physical representation of don't judge a book by its cover. Because if you look at him, most people won't give him like a chance. Just get like they'll see the bucket, they'll see the mask, they'll see like where like he'll wear they'll see him like do his dance moves and all that stuff, and not even give him a chance. But once you like actually sit down and listen to his music, you realize that there's like a lot more, like there's more behind the mask and bucket.
Let's get into this. Wait, I wrote the exact question down, but yeah. So we've done, what is it you love most about Buckethead, but what was the moment you realized you really loved him? Or that he was the greatest?
I think for me, I think I can't give a specific moment. I think it just honestly, it was like when I was listening to all the Pikes. When I was like doing like when I decided to listen to like the Pikes, like all of them. That's when I kind of realized there wasn't like a specific moment, but like just like Pike after Pike after Pike. I started to realize like he really is, to me he's the greatest. That's when I kind of realized, okay, he has a gift that really can't be explained or replicated. I think you can't really explain it how you feel. Mm-hmm. Like the best way I say is like you kind of have to like listen to it and experience it yourself, because like, and then you're gonna get to feel like what we're saying.
Yeah, I think it's that was something that I think literally was very similar to I think your moment. Now, I think it was like seriously only like I listened to like, what was that, maybe 3 songs in a row just in like the space of, I don't know, let's say a very short amount of time, like an hour or something. And I ended up listening to a few of them on repeat, like after that, before I even found more. And I just noticed that each one was like the greatest, most, like, you know when you find that song that's like the song, well, we do now because of Buckethead, but
right.
let's say for anyone else or like before Buckethead, that you'd hear something, you're like, oh, and it's so great, and it's so great for like, a month, right? That it's like finding that, but like 100 times better. And when you find that in one song, that's amazing. And then to just go to the next one, you're like, oh my god. And then you hit the next one, you're like, oh my god. Like, right? They're like these ones that are just like everything you're looking for. And then, so even if you found like 10 by then, that's pretty like amazing, right? Like pretty amazing already. And so I just kept going, and I kept finding like more and more and more, but they were all like these exceptional compositions. And it was like, very, basically like a very similar moment. It was like, it's like the amount of that quality is
right.
Yeah.
It's unmatchable. It's unmatchable, like, and also because like we said, like right now he's at 500 albums, 500 pikes. I think overall in total he's almost. I think if we count like everything, he might be over 600. That's how much in the band cap. I think it said it was 583. So
yeah. And it's
almost.
Sorry to cut you off. Sorry.
I was saying, like, usually, like say 500 pints. If you look at the his website, I think it's 583, and to this day, he's still releasing. I guess he's still releasing music that is genuine. Like, like some people say, oh, like, at a certain point, like it's like, oh, like I know other people like talk about other like bands like, oh, like they were good until such and such, or like blah blah blah. But Buckethead, he's been good since the beginning, and he continues to show why he's the greatest. And to this day, he's still, I guess, blowing us away with like music.
Oh, absolutely.
Whether it be say acoustic, ambient. I know the song 500, and I would say the first song surprised me. I'll say that the first song of the surprised me because I think he did some stuff I don't think he's ever done before. I could be wrong though, but that's why I felt it.
Let's go into our terminology in a moment, because this is the thing.
All right.
I feel like he just creates his own genres. Like, he can do the traditional stuff, but he's always got his own style of that genre, and it's just something on its own.
I said it before, but I'll say it again. Like, to me, he's the man of 100 genres.
He is. I mean, let's say there's probably like about 1 billion, and we just don't know them, but Buckethead does, and he's probably just including them like one in each note of every song. Subtly, and he builds them, and like, this is true, like, okay, and just saying, because I know, like you said, was it not, you weren't that much a fan of the funk normally, like, not that you didn't like it, but it was just not really that much your genre, right? And it's like when you listen to Buckethead's funk, it's really good. In fact, you like it. Like I do. I love Bucket. Like, I don't love funk, but I love Buckethead's funk. It's really good.
Right. Because when I first like for me, like say funk, experimental, even ambient, sort of was ever my go-to genres until I discovered him, and for lack of a better phrase, I finally found someone who does it the way I would enjoy it, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. And you know what I think it is? It's sort of, I think a lot of people get stuck too much, maybe, in the traditions of how, a genre's done. And so that's why I think, but Buckethead likes to put a spin on it and make it innovative all the time. So, that's entirely it. Okay, three-wheeler, can I just say? I love that. I love three-wheeler. That on a Pike 122.
Yes.
which I named this podcast after because I love it. Three-wheeler, right? Okay, that's so awesome to me. That's like some sort of like really funk, blues, jazz, almost like at times. It really? It's never just like straight funk, but he really plays with it and makes it interesting. And it's like, dude, I didn't know this is what funk sounded like, but it's really good. Yeah. So that's
and to me that.
Yeah.
And to me, like, I think that Pike is a little like example of something like that I would not normally listen to. Like, say, because the first song, like Playboy too, Other Side of the Dark, is more, I would say, acoustic, zen, and then you go to Three-Wheeler, which you say is more funky and blues, which normally those genres aren't my go-to, but listening to him made me appreciate that stuff more.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the other thing too. I have a hard time sort of really deciphering what the other side of the dark is in terms of its genre, because it is kind of bluesy as well, and it's got that really like awesome like just that rough like what do you call it? I'm trying to find a better word to describe this, but this. Not heavy, but it's got that gritty, like little, not even gritty. Dude, what is it? It's just like this very powerful, like sort of like rugged build up in, I think it's from about 5 minutes, 7 seconds in the other side of the dark. Let's record now. Recording again? Yes, great, okay. Right, I'm not sure what just cut out, but if we were talking about the other side of the dark and you missed that, this is following. So, can cut out. So, we're talking about the other side of the dark and the vortex. And just in case, we missed that little bit of Melvin and his quote, which was...
Oh, the Buckethead Vortex is real. And once you enter it, you don't come out the same way.
Oh, that's it. It's so good. Okay. This is on to my next point of this is like literally, yeah. I mean, you can say that to someone, and it's like they have no idea what you're talking about, and it's like maybe they have no idea because you have to be in the vortex, like, But it's funny because I've had so many experiences in there. I come out with so many enlightenments, and it's like you truly do just step out of like a washing machine or something back into reality. Do you ever get that? Like, when you just finally step out of that little vortex and you just sit up and you realize where you are and you're like, right, back to my day.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Especially when I was doing I think not so much when I was like first into the Pikes, but when I was doing when I was doing my touch 20, that's when I really kind of realized you do get kind of sucked in, even though like. I guess not physically sucked in, but like mentally, like your mind goes somewhere else, and you just drift off and kind of let the Pike take you on its journey. You don't fight it. You just let go. You just let go. You just let go.
Yeah, this is entirely it. And it's like when you do that, that's why the best thing sometimes is I sometimes leave my phone like in a different room, and I just go lay down in another room with my headphones on, because like I don't want any distraction. I just want the Pike playing. When you lay there, it's true, but and your whole like mood shifts, and you get like all these random like visuals, like these creative visuals, but some might be great ideas and enlightenments, and some is just honestly, it's like the greatest mirage you've ever seen. And you don't know, but it feels like you're just like floating, I swear. It's like I can get weirder with this, but some of my experiences listening to Buckethead have been pretty darn wild, and it's all happened in the vortex.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like other people, like they might not, like they might think we're crazy, but like again.
I mean, well, at least we're not boring. I mean, Yeah, right. This is his special gift that I think he has actually. Is his ability, I think, is, well, there's a few things, but I swear he's got some like gifted like psychic ability, something. The ability to teleport people. I don't know, but he's awesome. And you can like you just feel something. It's like you can feel him right next to you. Like it's not like you're listening to that music through the headphones anymore. It's like it literally feels like he's playing that in front of you, and like it's like you're inside it. It's like
Right.
yeah. Whatever people, I think a lot of people will probably be like, oh dude, I was thinking that too, but I just didn't want to say it. Because like, because it sounds weird, right? I mean, but people are like, where did you go for like, you know?
I feel like it's I don't know. Do you mean it sounds completely normal? Like being once you start getting into Buckethead and listening to his music, I think you understand what we mean when we say like the vortex and stuff like that. They might understand it better. I think from the outside looking in, they might think it's weird or crazy. But once you join, I guess, our side, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, the other side of the dark. Join it. Which is a whole lot of light and fun, right? No, that's it. It's just one of those things, and I think that's it. Because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was till I started listening to him one day, and it was just like one of the songs specifically I was listening to. First of all, these songs grab you in this mode like, oh, like this is the greatest thing I've ever experienced. And then one day there's like, you get into that mode where you like completely just hear a song, and suddenly you're just like, something's different, alright? I don't... Something's different, and it feels different, and it's like, what is this? And you're like, dude, I don't even know, but it's awesome, and you just stay like, it feels so good. It just feels so good listening to him, and it's like, yeah, it's sort of, well, it's like meditation, but not. It's not really meditation, but it feels better than that. Is all I'm gonna say. Yeah.
Hey, I think going to the segment with that, but to me in a way, like his stuff is, in a way, it's like free therapy. It's like, to me, some of that stuff is therapeutic.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think for a lot of people too. I mean, like even just some days you come up and you're like, dude, I've had a stressful day, and you put on like one of your favorite Buckethead songs or one that's just right for the mood, and it's like, you listen to it, you're feeling good, you love it, you sort of, you're calming down, and then after it, you go listen to another song, and you're like, dude, okay, you know what, that doesn't even matter anymore, and you just feel like so much like peace within yourself.
Right.
Right? It's incredible.
Right.
I just... yeah. How much time we got?
Because before we get, you wanna talk about our top 15 songs?
Oh yeah.
Before I forget.
Yes, and you know what? It's okay because we can always do more later in another chat. But oh, my bloody brain. Okay. Okay, so our top 15. Our top 15 songs. So Melvin and I also have challenges that we like to do, and the top 20 albums. No wait, what did we just do? Top 20 Pikes?
The Pikes. Yes.
And did we have a top 15 albums? Top 20 albums.
Top 20. No, I told you my top 10 non-Pikes, and then I told you my top 20 Pikes.
Yeah. Okay. So we've done the top 20 Pikes. We've done also a special. Okay. There's some of our challenges. Okay, we've had to include special Pikes in these and a lost ice cream list because it was really upsetting to leave some Pikes out. And same with the songs. So, you know what, let's do an example of our top 15 Pikes songs.
Okay.
And if you want to include any lost ice creams or special edition ones, please do. What were your top 15 songs?
Alright. Number 1, Erie Canal. Number 2, Disintegration Mirrors. Number 3, Door 2. Number 4, Crumple Part 2. Number 5, The Closed Triptych. Number 6, Corpse Be Animated. Number 7, Ran. Number 8, The Coat of Cloud. Number 9, Goldeneye. Number 10, Through the Looking Garden. Number 11, Sealed Room. Number 12, Midnight Sun. Number 13, Mirrors of the Sleeping Mind. Number 14, Find. Number 15, Dreaming Frequencies.
Wow. Wait. Did you update your list again? I can't remember. Or was that just...
I told you that.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's what I told you that, you know, before I did change, I did replace one song, that was it, but I think now, like, since we last spoke, this is like the final cut.
Oh, right, yeah. Right, because I know I keep wanting to change mine too, but in the end what I did was I kept it the same because I'll just never finish. I'll read you my top 15 because this is the one that I just had no idea how to do. My top 15, The Light in the Fog is number 1. The Light in the Fog at number 1, ER from Pike 65 at number 2. The Other Side of the Dark is number 3. Lone Lagoon, 4. The Closed Triptych is number 5. Three Wheeler is 6. Mount Shasta at 7. Son of Rainbow at 8. Sunbursts at 9. Ancient Desert at 10. Beam of Omega at 11. Ghosts of Broken Eggs at 12. Ghouls of the Graves at 13. Washed Away at 14. And In the Bin at 15. But can I just mention the Lost Ice Cream?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the Lost Ice Cream list. Look, just shout out to all these songs, alright? Midnight Sun, right? Because I just heard you mention that, and I was like, I added that in my Lost Ice Cream list. I wanted that in there so bad. Imprint 1, Leave the Light On, Beginning Putrefaction, Faded from View, there's so many, Learnt the Land, Minor Domo, Ghost Coop, Malbert Stripe, Blue, Whispers Wave, Attention Electric Cyclone, Healing Inside Outside Every Side, Replacement Decal, Image from the Void, Beyond the Windmill, Northern Lights, Track, Rooms of Illusions 5, Salvage the Fragments, Rise of the Blue Lotus, Light Mode, right? And there's probably more, but I just, you know... I know there's more, and I was in a rush just quickly, all of these that wanted to fit in that top 15, all of those wanted to be in the top 15. Monument Valley, yeah, it should have been in there too. No, Lurtzen Nostril, yeah, that's in the Lost Ice Cream. And that's one of our terms that Melvin and I have because, you know, like if you, just think of it, like if you can't include your favourite song or your Pike that you really wanted to have in your top 15 because you've got your other favourite songs that go in there. It's just that feeling when you lose your ice cream. And, you know, you're really looking forward to it and now it's just, you know, it's gone. No, it's not gone. It's there, but you have to salvage the fragments. Sorry. I was going to say sweep it up. Collected, but salvage the fragments is a much better Buckethead connection to that. So I'm so dorky, man. Salvage the ice cream fragments. Yeah, but if you were to say if you've got just enough time, Do you want another one, or do you want to mention some lost ice cream as well?
For me, last ice creams, I know for sure when I did the Pikes, for sure Pike 211. If we're doing songs, from the song list, the Triangle's Mind. Let me go through my list. Triangle's Mind for sure was one of them, and then there was one more I had another one.
Was it Mirrors?
Outer Portals is another one.
Yeah. Oh, I like Outer Portals. Yeah.
That one as well. Also, yeah, I think it's called. I forgot the name of it. The Mermaid Farewell.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Wait. What is it? Oh look, I mean that whole Pike's great. But what's that one? The Dancing Sparkles. Was it Dancing? Dancing Sparkles.
Dancing Sparkles thing.
Oh, I forget what track it is. It's just a good Pike. But I remember that's a Melvin Pike, that one. The Mermaid Stairwell.
Also, two other songs would be Rejuvenation Chamber and Giant Cloud Returns to the Center of the Earth.
You know when you just think like, now I've got more I want to put in my list? Just more lost ice creams. And we'll have to go into the Pike TV series and the Pike movies next time as well.
Alright.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, the Pike TV series, the Pike movies, also the centrums, like, you know, like each, like we kind of talk about the each hundreds of Pikes, like, you know, 1 to 100, 101 to 200, and like from like that.
Yeah. The centrums, yes. I see you even wrote those down, the centrums, and they're like volumes, but the centrums. Which is more of our terminology. And dude, I can't wait to have you back again though to do like another episode, or the part 2 and maybe part 3, or maybe you'll just be a recurring guest. I love it. So you know, if ever you want to just keep recurring, like, please do.
Of course, like if you like I said, like let me know once you get caught up with everything you're doing now. Let me know, and I would love to come back for a part 2.
I love it. Well, what I'll do is we'll definitely do a part 2, because then we can put all this whole episode together. But in the meantime, what I'll say is, just now in case, I'll say, because we're running out of time, I am going to have a part 2 with Melvin that we're going to catch up on with everything else we wanted to talk about. And I want to thank Melvin for being here today and donating his time so nicely to me, as I'm really badly organised with time, but also for the love of Buckethead. So I just wanted to say the other thing I like to finish these with, Melvin, is or is there any? Well, no, we can say that for the next one, I think. If there are any last words for Buckethead that you would like to say to him, sort of thing, or yeah. Should we say that for part 2?
We can do that for part 2. I mean, and before we wrap up, I want to say thank you for starting this podcast. Thank you for having me as a guest, and continue spreading the word of Buckethead.
Yeah, you too. And I want to say thank you so much. Like, I really enjoyed this, and I just, I can't wait to have it up and running. By the time this is on YouTube, trust me, it's been a long road getting here, but thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate it, and it's made my day just doing this. I love it. And I want to say to Buckethead as well, Melvin, on 1, 2, 3, can we tell him we love him on 3? Just say, we love you, Buckethead. I'm going to count 3. 1, 2, 3. We love you, Buckethead.
We love you, Buckethead.
That is brilliant. Okay. I just love telling him I love him. And guess what, Melvin? I love you too. So
love you too, Kody. Love you too.
I hope you have the greatest day. And I'm gonna stop my little recording thing now. And
All right.
There we go.